Hello there, welcome back to Going to Ground. It's been a little while and sorry to be absent for a few weeks, but you can see or hear, I think, probably that I'm beside the sea with the beautiful wish and wash of the waves upon Church Ope Cove on the Isle of Portland, where I'm spending a few days. I'm still in the Diocese of Salisbury, where I live and work, but on the southern coast, the Dorset coast, the Isle of Portland, along by Chesil Beach, and it's an amazing place for thinking about our impact upon the ground and the land's impact upon us as well as people. And I thought I'd just film because I wanted to welcome you to church as I'm here right on a sheer edge of rocks. There is a 13th century ruined church, and behind me is what I think is almost certainly the south porch, and we'll come in as if we were coming into matins and into the nave of the church, really quite ruined, and you can see the sea behind me. Isn't that an extraordinary location for this church? Now, I didn't know this was here, and I thought I had to film, so I can't impart a great deal about it, except to reflect upon my love of ruins. And despite the fact that I'm committed to the preservation of built heritage and church buildings especially, I do confess to loving a ruin. I'm now in the chancel. So this is where the choir, if there was one, would be. The ministers would sit, and up into the east end, the sanctuary here, right on the edge of the sea, and the communion table, the altar, would be here behind me. And to celebrate the Eucharist with the sea just off to the left would be a wonderful experience. And I wonder if that ever takes place in this ruin. I think it should happen in ruins. In fact, this Sunday coming, as the diary would have it, I am leading a service in a ruined church in Wiltshire, Sutton Veny Church, Sutton Veny Old Church. I'll tell you more about that. I might post from there as well. But this coastline is deeply weathered and weathering, so as all coastlines are, constantly moving around, and the Chesil Beach is evidence of that fact. And the elements have got the better of this place, but it still has about it a mood of sanctuary, seclusion, and it may be too fanciful to say holiness, but because you know that the space has been circumscribed for prayer, and that this has been set apart for a holy purpose, that something of that intention never quite leaves the space, it seems to me. And not least, that is because there are a number of monuments of the deceased lying about the place, and some still in really good repair. I'll just go back out of the church and show you one or two that I found. And ruins have always been good for musing upon the passage of time and the impermanence of things, and the island is a good reminder of that. In any case, actually, the extraction of stone, of course, Portland stone, for some of our finest and wealthiest buildings, has been made at great cost here, and the Isle of Portland has still represents a number of different kind of forces, socially, physically, which have drawn a lot from the place, but not always have we seen the investment back into the place, and there are lots of signs that is changing. and it's in some senses a really bleak landscape, but I love it. There's a prison or two here. There's moves to have a great landfill incinerator on the island. So there are all kinds of quite contentious forces, as I say, and presence on the island, which isn't straightforward by any means. And the Bibby Stockholm barge was just moored off here as well, which it's curious how certain locations can kind of attract the kind of contentious use of land that perhaps doesn't feel like it fits anywhere else, and as if it can be marooned somehow out of sight. But it's not, of course, out of sight to those who live here. Anyway, it has some absolutely beautiful corners. Here are the gravestones that I've been trying to make out the lettering on some of these propped up here. That one has a beautiful line that I can half read about: "No longer weep or pray for me, because I am espoused to Christ," it says on the gravestone. And there's some rather grander monuments still in evidence here. I've been scoping out in these few days I'm spending here on Portland, the successor book to my last one, English Grounds. I'm beginning to think about how I might do that and where I might set it. And I'm thinking of basing it around a selection of churches that provide keys into understanding the local and national history of that place. As I say, it's going to be a book of reflections, rather like the last one. And particularly hinterland kind of places, the edgelands, those, as often are called, liminal places where people settle at the boundaries of things. And it strikes me that Portland wouldn't be a bad place to begin that reflection. So I thought I'd just post and share that with you. And there may be more to come, of course. And it's nice to be back in touch. So wherever you are, I hope the sun is shining. And God bless you as you go to ground.